Okay, so this is how to look like you're not bad at piano, even though you're actually kind of bad at piano. So first step is foot pedal. Hold it down entire time, start to finish. I don't care. The right one, not the left one, not the middle one, right one, with your right foot. Okay, next step. 4 notes. C, E, G, C. Memorize these notes very carefully. Then, up and down, just like that. And it's called arpeggio. And the word arpeggio sounds as good as an actual arpeggio, so you want to make sure you say it a lot. Say it to your dog. Practice saying it to your dog a few times. Hey Louie, arpeggio. Your dog won't react because he's not a human, so he can't appreciate the true beauty of arpeggios. But one thing you can appreciate is the true beauty of food. Unfortunately, I don't have any, but if I did, I would give it to him. Because he's a cute boy. And yes, petting your dog is more important than arpeggios. Even though arpeggios are almost as good. Okay, anyway. That tangent aside. So once you've got that down, that's just one chord, right? I mean, sure, it sounds pretty, but it gets boring after like 30 seconds. After a minute, someone yells at you. After 2 minutes, you get kicked out of the Guitar Center. You get it. Anyway, so next thing you want to do, next chord. Look at those notes very carefully. A, C, E, A. Once you've got those notes down, boom. Then the next notes. F, A, C, F. By the way, if I'm going too fast for you, you can pause the video. So I'm just going to go fast now because you can pause the video if you don't like it. And then G, B, D, G. And we'll just go back and forth between them like so. So the next step, actually, you're not going to be able to see it because the next step is to introduce 2 hands into it. And at that point, you still want to go up and down, but not with both hands at the same time. You want it to sort of flow from one hand to the other, like this. So at the very end there, I did what's called a tension. So basically for the tension, hold on, let me get this camera. There we go. I basically, and then this is harder to do with one hand, but I played your standard G, D, C, G, D, C, but instead of a G, I played an F, and that gives a little spice. So what you want to do is you want to do that sometimes, and that's a little more advanced. It might require you to like get a little bit of skill, but it's not also strictly necessary, and depending on the person and what kind of music they like to listen to, it might actually make it worse. So be very careful with the tension. Anyway, so the next step is dynamics. So basically for dynamics, what you want to do is make sure that some notes you're hitting harder than others. So notice how in this case I'm hitting the highest note in the arpeggio a little bit louder than the others. And it doesn't matter how you do the dynamics. Play around with it and see what sounds good, but make sure you're doing something because it really adds something. Next step, I told you to have your foot pedal basically stuck down, but that's wrong. What you want to do is you want to, every time you'll change chords, you want to let your foot pedal up and back down. And if you're not stupid like I am, then you can actually just let it down without it making any noise. In fact, I think that the way I let mine up and how it makes noise like that is actually kind of bad for it, so maybe watch that. And then just add back in your both hands. It may take a little bit of effort to get this working, but not nearly as much as learning actual piano does. And then there's one more thing I want to teach you, and that's how to end it. And to end it, you basically want to wait until you're on that G chord, which, for if you don't know, is the chord where the last note is a G. And then what you want to do is you want to start at the bottom, and then left, 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 right, right, right. You cross your left hand over to keep playing. Making sure you're slowing down, getting louder, and ending on a G. And then just dramatically release the damper pedal and walk away. And pet your dog, who's been a very wonderful audience. Yeah. And he's tired because it's nighttime, so I'm going to leave him alone now. So yeah, that's how to not suck at piano.